Yeah!
Oh, wow.
That's what we're looking for!
There is a podcast about an island in the North Atlantic where people have been looking for an incredible treasure for more than 200 years.
Hello and welcome back to Could It Be, an Oak Island podcast. We are your hosts, Deidre and Dustin White.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, pretty good. The usual. How about you?
Well, I do have an ear infection, so that's kind of a bummer.
No, that's a real bummer.
But I'm going to be okay.
I am glad. Unfortunately, in our household, ear infections are not a new thing.
Yeah, I get a bad ear infection probably every 3 months, don't I?
Yeah, it's not pretty. Maybe one of these days the doctors actually will get you in for surgery and get that hole fixed up.
Yeah, I have a hole in my eardrum that causes some problems, but it's all good. I live with it. It's life, no biggie.
Yeah, at least it's not like a 60-inch case on. I mean that'd be a big hole in your head. It'd be bigger than your head. You wouldn't have a head.
No, that's 5 feet.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So if I stood up, I am the size of a caisson.
Basically.
Well, isn't that fun?
Like from the diameter on the inside, sure. If it was laying down, you could walk right through it basically without hitting your head.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
that's a talent. Thank you very much.
You think so?
I'm going to put that on my resume.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's okay to be jealous, so I hope your ear gets feeling better, though.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, otherwise, I'm getting healthier in life, so
That's true.
Things have been getting better. I've never had like real bad blood pressure problems or anything, but blood pressure's down, weight's down, energy's up. I'm feeling good.
Good. I'm excited for you. I'm happy for you. And
Yeah,
you
thanks.
did have some blood pressure problems. Don't let him fool you.
Yeah, but it's way down now.
It's way down now, which is awesome.
Yeah, so we're good. So thanks for your concern.
I'm happy to record my concern here for everybody to hear. They're probably like, why are we listening to them gripe about ear infections and caissons?
Yeah, they want to talk about Oak Island and how cold it was out there. Like everybody's bundled up in coats and whatnot, right?
Yeah, everybody's freezing. The sun's out, but everybody has a significantly large amount of layers except for one person.
Who's that?
Billy!
Yeah, well, before we get to really digging into Oak Island this episode.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Dig on in.
Well, yeah. I do want to talk about a treasure hunt
Yes.
because that's kind of a little bit of what we do around here,
It's our jam. What's the news in the treasure hunting world?
Well, there's always news.
Always.
There's always stuff going on. But this is just kind of a introduction to a specific treasure hunt for people. And if you're not aware of it, it could be fun to learn. And if you are aware of it, then you know that it is a rabbit hole.
It's a rabbit hole, and it's really the big hitter in...
It's the granddaddy of them all right now.
It really is. There's been television shows about it and specials and all kinds of...
And hundreds of thousands of people looking for this treasure.
That too,
Yeah.
yes.
So we are talking about Forrest Fenn's The Thrill of the Chase.
Yeah?
And it is a treasure hunt that's been going on since 2010. Forrest Fenn was diagnosed with cancer in the 80s. He wasn't expected to live very much longer. And how I think the story goes, we're not really into this treasure hunt. We're planning on getting into it, but we're not like...
We're into it. We're just not in deep yet.
Yeah, we're not like, Anyway, so Forrest Fenn had the cancer diagnosis. He wanted to, I guess, have like a grand finale of his life. He was going to hide a treasure somewhere in the Rocky Mountains, leave a poem for people to discover and go and find this treasure. And he was actually planning on ending his own life at the treasure site before he got too weak to carry on, and while he saw the strength to go and hide the treasure. Well, he ended up beating the cancer, so he held off for a while to hide his treasure, and then I think he turned 80 years old in 2010, and I'm thinking to myself, he's probably thinking, well, I better hide this thing while I'm still able to get up to that spot, you know?
Well, I'm still young. I'm going to make sure I go ahead and
Oh,
hide
he's still
this.
young, 80.
Right.
Yeah, and so he went to hide it. I guess he took 2 trips from his car with the treasure and hid it in his safe and secret spot, and that's the last anyone had seen of it, I suppose. There has been people that have come kind of close. There is, I guess Forrest Fenn has said there's someone that has been within 200 feet of the treasure, but they don't know who they are. Forrest knows who they are because he's very active on like email and whatnot. If you send him an email, there's a good chance he'll write you back. So it's a very fun treasure hunt. The treasure that he hid is about, how much is it worth approximately?
Well, I thought the last thing we heard was 2 million, but we had got to talking about it the other day, and when you start piecing out something this iconic, it can go for a lot more based off of what the different pieces are by the time you auction them off. And yeah.
Yeah, so we have a friend, Mike Cowling and Chris Thor. They do a show on YouTube about Forrest Fenn, and it can be found at, you just go into YouTube and type in Cowlazars, Cowlazars. Yes, Cowlazars, basically. And they do a weekly, or actually I think twice a week live show, just talking about the treasure hunt. So it'd be fun. Or if you want to get into it, that's a good place to start. Also, another really, really good resource is Mysterious Writings. That is who I sometimes write for. It's run by a woman named Jenny Kile. She's very, very nice and very knowledgeable about Forrest Fenn. And she gets exclusive Q&As with him all the time, and she posts them on her website. And she's awesome, and her site's awesome.
Yes, Jenny, she's a wealth of knowledge about all things treasure hunting.
All things treasure hunting. If you go to Mysterious Writings, you can find things about like treasure hunt that we talk about sometimes. The Secret has, a lot of coverage over on Mysterious Writings. The Thrill of the Chase, though, is the heavy hitter. That's the one that is covered the most, and it's the one, it's worth over $2 million. So,
I can see why it's covered the most.
Yeah, so I want to read the clues for Forrest Fenn
You mean
treasure. Yes,
the poem?
Yes, it's a poem. I was going to explain that it's a
Okay.
poem. Yes. So on page 132 of his memoir that is titled The Thrill of the Chase, we have this poem. As I have gone alone in there, and with my treasures bold, I can keep my secret where, and hint of riches new and old. Begin it where warm waters halt, and take it in the canyon down, not far, but too far to walk. Put in below the home of Brown. From there it's no place for the meek. The end is ever drawing nigh. There'll be no paddle up your creek, just heavy loads and water high. If you've been wise and found the blaze, look quickly down, your quest to cease. But tarry scant with marvel gaze. Just take the chest and go in peace. So why is it that I must go and leave my trove for all deceit? The answers I already know. I've done it tired, and now I'm weak. So hear me all and listen good. Your efforts will be worth the cold. If you are brave and in the wood, I give you title to the gold.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it's a tricky one too.
It is, or else it would have already been found.
Yeah. So what states can people look in for this treasure?
Well, it's been narrowed down to Montana, Wyoming, Colorado, and New Mexico.
Yeah. Which one do you think it's in?
I've been leaning towards Montana, but I haven't done enough to say that that's my place yet.
Yeah, I think I know why, because Glacier National Park could possibly be where warm waters halt.
Yes, but that's not the only reason.
Is it because Montana is nicknamed the Treasure State?
That's a good reason, but not one of the ones I was thinking of. But I can't give away all my jams right now.
You don't want someone else to go get it.
Oh, yeah, because I'm sure they're going to go find it in the wilderness before me and newbie here gets to it. But regardless, we wanted to bring this to your attention because we have had lots of people want to know some treasure hunts they can do and start looking for.
And that's the big one. So go and find a copy of the book, The Thrill of the Chase by Forrest Fenn. It's his memoir. It's got basically a good chunk of his life story in it, and it's a pretty good read. I read it last year. You got it from me for my birthday, so thanks.
You're welcome. It's time to dive in.
Head first?
Head first, feet first.
Or back first, like you're going scubaing.
I do not scuba-ing because I don't even know what a marina is, apparently.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Remember, it's a boating place.
Sure.
Man, I mean, we're awfully far in, and we haven't even touched on Oak Island yet.
Well, let's talk about Oak Island. Let's first talk about the strike.
Strike?
That was the big crescendo of the episode.
Yeah, they even had a little pun there in the title.
Why? What was the title?
Striking distance.
Makes sense now.
It does. It totally makes sense. It's a real bummer.
Yeah, it is. They're halting everything for possibly up to 21 days, maybe even longer. Who the heck knows, right?
Yeah, I think Rick's eyes were about to bug out of his head when he heard 21 days. I freaked out after 21 days. They don't have 21 days.
Yeah, well, I think Rick, Marty, and Craig are really good actors.
I think once, what's his name, left.
Mike?
Yes.
Jardine? From Irving?
Yes.
Okay.
Once Mike left, I'm willing to bet that Marty climbed up in that crane and gave himself a couple hammer grabs when no one was looking.
Yeah, probably not.
I don't know.
Anyway, I think that was fake. They knew coming in that day that there would be no workers there. How are they going to not know?
My assumption is that they knew leading up to that there could potentially be a strike. I mean, you're gonna.
Oh yeah, you're gonna know it's coming weeks out, maybe.
Because who knows how long they've been negotiating, but you don't necessarily know the day or if it's gonna happen or how negotiations went over the weekend. And say they're coming in on a Monday, and they're supposed to start hammer grabbing. Mm-hmm. Well, you just don't know until you show up and it's crickets. We have crickets.
Okay. I don't buy it. They knew it coming in. But big whoop. So
it means they can focus all their energy elsewhere.
Yeah, they can. But I mean, we could cheat and look up when the strike ended and find out and know how much time actually passed during the strike, because I'm sure that information's all over the internet. But we decided not to, and we're just going to let the show surprise us.
I wouldn't call that cheating. I'd call that investigative research that I didn't get to before now. And maybe I should have. I'm sorry, guys. I have dropped the ball.
Well, I deliberately decided not to do it that way.
Dustin did it on purpose, and I dropped the ball.
Oh, well, huh?
Oh, bother. But let's talk about what hammer grabbing and what they did do while we still had the crane workers, huh?
So should we talk about GG1 then?
Yeah, let's start at GG1.
Well, they were pulling stuff out of it at the end of the last episode.
Yep.
And today they pulled out a bunch of, guess what?
Wood.
Yes, lots of wood.
Wood. Maybe even some oak.
Yeah, there was one piece that they pulled out of GG1 right at the beginning of the episode that looked a little different. It was like notched or something. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And they were talking about it. Paul, Terry, and Doug were all talking about it.
Yeah.
But they were like not excited about it whatsoever.
Yeah, I know.
They're like, oh, look at that. Okay, whatever.
Mm-hmm. They've seen a lot of wood.
Yeah. And then they did a lot of brushing of wood this episode too.
Yes, they did some washing of said wood.
Yep. But we did see Terry get excited about some of the wood sometimes. He was like looking at them, and when they got to like the hand cut wood, or what do they call it?
Hand hewn.
Yeah, hand hewn wood.
I heard hand hewn wood so many times this episode. At least it felt like it, because I've never heard that word used so many times so close together in my life.
Yeah, so many times, like 2.
Okay, like 5.
Nah, I doubt it.
Okay, let's tally the votes. Someone needs to go count, because I know it was more than 2, because I got annoyed after 2.
Whatevs. It's all good.
Whatever. Anyways, with all this hand-hewn wood that everybody's talking about, Apparently, that's a really good thing because that means it was worked as a much older wood.
Yeah, very much older. Could be original, maybe. Could
Possibly.
be. What was the kind of wood they were? Okay? In GG1, they were pulling out wood that they thought was part of the Halifax Tunnel, right?
Potentially, they were saying. Let's see here. Who was confirming that? I believe Doug was saying, yeah, this looks to be the right sizes for the Halifax Tunnel. Yes. And everybody kind of agrees, okay, we've gone through the Halifax Tunnel, which isn't really what they wanted. They were hoping for Shaft 6.
Well, yeah, and Money Pit.
Well, naturally, we've all been hoping for the Money Pit and big shiny gold coins for a while.
It is funny that they put so many cans down now. I can't even count.
No, seriously.
I mean, we should probably count, but they put so many of those big cans down, and you figure, I don't know, they would grab something that was really valuable if it was down there by now. I'm not doubting it, but it's just like they put a lot of cans down there. But, you know.
We may have. I mean, there are such as that really large piece of leather that came out that we haven't seen the further testing come back on.
And they might be saving that for the last episode.
They could be. Maybe it's once they rinse it off and treat it, it's a treasure map.
That'd be great, huh?
In the bottom of a money pit.
Yeah, so they just have to like rub some lemon juice on it and put a hair dryer on it, and it'll be like
ta-da!
It'll be like the back of the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah, it'll be fabulous. that would be absolutely perfect. Well, Jack found part of a teacup later, maybe.
Yeah, I think that was out of the spoils of the next hole they do, but
Correctamundo.
He did. What else did they find? They found some purple wood.
Yeah, that was out of
the spoils from the Site 3 that we haven't quite got to yet.
Yeah, so let's wrap up with GG1 because they abandoned GG1 when they keep getting hammer grabs of nada, nothing, empty, muddy water.
Well, there is the best, I think the best thing that came out of GG1, the absolute best thing.
I think I know.
Yeah, well, they were pulling out big giant logs, right? Huge. And then we got introduced to Danny the Pirate from ROC.
My gosh. That was the creme de la creme, the top of the episode.
It was pretty good, wasn't it?
Arr, that's what we're looking for. I just started busting up as soon as I heard that. I had no idea Danny was a pirate. And I had been thinking to myself, man, why haven't we had any great Danny moments? We've seen him a lot more lately.
Yeah.
But as soon as I heard the arr, that's what we're looking for, I totally knew it.
You're almost like Leprechaun now, though.
Not a leprechaun, and if I were...
Arr, my Lucky Charms. Arr, that's what I'm hearing.
This is not a sponsored ad for Lucky Charms.
Man, I like Lucky Charms.
Are they magically delicious?
Oh, they're so good, but I haven't had any sugar in like a couple months, with my new diet. And I've been like, I really want some Lucky Charms. That sounds really good. I've been eating Crispex with a banana.
Okay, I don't think our listeners care about your Crispex or my Lucky Charms.
Yeah, well, you were the one talking.
I was being a pirate,
like a leprechaun. Okay.
Okay, I'm a pirate leprechaun. Arr.
Maybe you're just like an Irish pirate.
Irish,
like from Ireland, where leprechauns are from.
Yeah, I was combining the words, made me an irate.
I don't like it.
Well, it doesn't like you either.
That's not good.
Me and my pirate leprechaun are gonna go elsewhere. Anyways, I think Danny the Pirate was amazing, and he needs an eye patch.
Yeah, his boss Vanessa's been getting all the screen time, so
right.
Yeah, but hey, good for Danny. I'm glad he had his breakout standout moment. It was great.
Oh yes,
that was definitely the best part of GG1.
Oh yes, and then we put a lid on it.
Basically.
That's okay. We took Danny the Pirate with us and didn't leave him at GG1.
You know what else was great when they were trying to drop those logs that Danny was so excited about?
What?
There was like a log that was stuck in the hammer grab, and they had to bring over like the tractor to pop it out. But Rick was like holding onto the hammer grab like he was steering it. And I'm like thinking to myself, dude, you're not. Why are you touching it? Like they don't need your steady hand. I think it's
he is very comfortable with all the large equipment He's been out there doing the thing for a long time. He knows how to help.
He's like the hammer grab whisperer.
Okay, the hammer crab whisperer.
Oh.
I don't even know how to react to that.
That's what I was hoping for.
Mission accomplished.
Check.
Check.
So, yeah, but I don't know. I thought that was fine. Hey, there's one thing that we didn't talk about from the very top of the episode. The first time we see Rick.
Yeah.
He's walking out, and you thought...
I thought for sure he was holding a beer. I was like, what is in his hand? Does he have a beer, like, super early in the morning?
He's like, it's just one of those days, guys. I know it's going to be one of those days.
Yes. No, I looked closer. I think it was a coffee mug.
Yeah, he might not even drink beer, but maybe he does. Meh.
Maybe he doesn't drink coffee. Why you got to be like that?
Yeah, it was probably water.
Yeah, whatever. I was sure I saw a beer bottle. I was convinced, but, he wouldn't let me rewind it when we were watching, but that's okay.
Well, we watched it again, and then you saw it, and you're like, oh, it looks like a beer bottle. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, and then you ignored me, and I look a little closer. I think, maybe coffee mug, but nonetheless, I was sure he was carrying a beer bottle around Oak Island at like 6 o'clock in the morning or whenever they were out there.
That's funny. So, should we talk about metal detecting or the war room meeting first?
Let's go the war room so we can wrap up on...
The money pit?
Yep.
Okay. So, the war room. We had a special guest.
We sure did. Mr. Rich Moats.
Yeah, he's a friend of Xena Halpern's, right?
Correct.
And so, he's probably a kindred spirit with Rick.
Most likely. They seem to really like him. He didn't seem as enthused to be there. I don't know. Maybe that was
How
just...
can you not be enthused to have a seat at the table in the war room?
I don't know. I just want to know why Billy wasn't at the table, because he should have a permanent seat by now.
Well, he's getting more and more famous.
I know. Sir Billy should be at the table.
Isn't there a t-shirt?
Sir Billy of Gerhardt?
No, he had a t-shirt that you showed me.
Oh, yes. Hashtag Team Billy.
Yeah, and it has like his
face.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It is.
I don't know that I buy it, but I support Billy.
You support me buying it?
If you want, I don't care.
I'll wear it everywhere. And they'll be like, okay.
Heck yeah. So, yeah, the war room, we had a cool new theory concerning Nolan's Cross.
It was a new theory. It was interesting.
Well, they did mention that other people had done some kind of lines drawing, through Nolan's Cross as theories. That's like a pretty common theory, connecting lines, but he did it in a way that they hadn't seen, and that actually gave him an X marks the spot. That was what really impressed them.
Correct. And we've heard different theories about Nolan's Cross in general, especially if we think back to who was that came and they talked about the cross, and you pick it up, it's a key.
That was
the recent Knights Templar person.
Gretchen Cornwall.
That's her name. Gretchen Cornwall.
I don't remember the gentleman's name. Sorry, gentleman.
I don't remember. His last name was something like Templar.
Well, he was a Templar.
I know, but then his last name sounded like that.
Oh, wasn't it Temple?
See, Templar.
Yeah.
So
sorry.
They showed up and they were like, "Oh yeah, you just pick up the giant cross and use it as a key over here." But that didn't actually give them an X marks the spot.
Yeah.
This guy literally pulled up coordinates and said, "Here, this one. Yeah. 4 lines intersect here in shaft 3. This is the one I highly suggest you look at."
Site 3.
Site 3.
Yeah, there was 4 sites, and the one that needs to be really searched was Site 3. And so they did it the next day.
Yeah, or so it seemed. They said, we're done at GG1.
Yeah, that's what Robert Clotworthy said. He said, the following day, after meeting in the war room, blah, 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 they're at Site 3.
They're done with GG1, and they're like, hey, this guy's here and has a X marks the spot. Here you go.
Well, you can't ignore that.
Nope. I would agree.
Especially when, he's connected to Xena, and that pulls at Rick's heartstrings.
Exactly. And that's a big thing.
Whether or not her research was correct, she was a pretty important player in the Oak Island game to Rick.
To everybody. I mean,
Yeah.
you got to think about all the research she contributed.
Yep.
But that being said, I thought this was just really interesting that they turn around and you and I both said, where are they digging? Because it was kind of a shock to be like, oh, so someone with a theory shows up in the war room with an X marks the spot and they just go out and dig it the next day. Even with the star map, they took him out to different places to look at boulders, but they never actually dug anywhere.
Yeah. Nope, they're like, yep, I like this. 4 lines cross, X marks spot, boom, go.
Yeah, and that looked to be to their benefit.
Yeah, hey, before we talk any more about it, I want to discuss what Robert Clotworthy called Mr. Rich Motes, right, when they introduced him.
Okay.
He was an astronomer.
I have no idea.
I think that's what it was, archaeastronomer or something. I guess a combination of archaeologist and astronomer. But when his name got shown on the screen, underneath it said theorist.
Well, because no one wants to misspell that whatever long...
Yeah. In my notes, I tried typing what it would be, and that's why I'm probably having a tough time pronouncing exactly what it actually was.
What I've learned with Oak Island is there is a lot of very highly specialized professions.
Basically.
Just like super niche, specialized professions, things I've never heard of. This happens to be one of them.
Yeah, well, you do hear of some quite often, like heavy equipment operator.
Oh, yes. That is different. That is expert, world-renowned heavy equipment operator, Sir Billy of Gerhardt.
I called him master heavy equipment operator on Twitter.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So, yeah, but this is cool. Mr. Motes thinks that Nolan's Cross was purposefully constructed by the Knights Templar as a map to intersect these lines to pinpoint where they would have buried, where the money pit actually would be.
And, he's got some ideas. He, of course, associates it with the Knights Templar. It's not like we've ever heard of those guys around here, but that's good. That's fine.
They're the ones I hope planted everything. That would be the most interesting.
It definitely would be the most interesting. A line I thought that was interesting that came from him is that Nolan's Cross was so large and large enough that you wouldn't know what it actually was.
Yeah, and I like that line too. You wouldn't know what it was unless you really studied it.
Yes, unless you went through the effort of, you'd have to step back really far and take notice of these specific things that are spread so far apart from each other, such as taking a survey.
Yep, and you just wouldn't know its purpose if you just stumbled upon a boulder or two.
Mm-hmm. No, it makes you remember that you got to change your focus sometimes. You got to step back and look at the bigger picture, and that's what they did. That being said,
that's funny. That was the clue given to the castaways on the edge of extinction on Survivor this week. Oh my gosh!
Of course, you would relate this back to Survivor.
Well, on Survivor, the people that have been voted out are on a separate island, and they got special message in the bottles, and it said to step back. It said step back and take in the bigger picture, basically, and everybody's looking under rocks trying to find some kind of advantage or whatever, and one gal, she steps back and she's looking at everybody else doing their searching, and she sees something nobody else did because she looked at the bigger picture.
Da, 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 da.
So anyway, back to Oak Island.
So
back to a different island.
Yeah, back to a different island where we don't send people to other islands. Well, I guess we do. We just don't leave them there. Meh.
Yeah.
Meh. Okay. Back to what we were just talking about.
You know what's funny, though? I got to say one more thing.
Another tangent. This is your fault.
No, before this season of Oak Island, I would have said that Dan Blankenship and Fred Nolan probably would have been killer at the game of Survivor. But now we know that Fred Nolan didn't even spend one night on the island, so maybe he wouldn't be good at Survivor.
Well, with Survivor, they're not worried about ghosts and hauntings. That's a whole different ball game.
Okay.
I think they'd been great.
Yeah, well, Yeah.
Yeah. So you need to calm down over there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Less tangents. Sorry.
Yes, less tangents. They're not here to hear our tangents. Or maybe they are.
I think
don't
some
know.
of them are. You'll see later when I read one of the
Oh, dear.
reviews.
It's okay. We lose people because of our tangents, too. It's like this big happy family.
Yeah, it's all good.
Revolving door? I don't know.
Huh?
Okay. Can we please go back to what I've been trying to talk about is
Go.
Site 3.
Yeah.
Guy marks the spot and
They dig.
And they dig.
Yay.
And then they just start pulling stuff out. Like a ton of big things. And Craig's like, we're going to build a house.
Yeah. Lots of wood.
So much wood.
Big old giant timbers.
Yep. Timber.
Yeah, some of them are like at least 5 feet long.
5 feet
Like-
of wood.
Yeah, big old huge beams.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive. Everything that was coming out of Site 3.
Yeah, Terry got excited about that. He was like,
Yes, he did.
it might be the original money pit. And it's like, dude, calm down.
No, he's excited. I think
Hey,
if Terry's excited, especially when it comes to this type of stuff, because he understands what undisturbed soils are and all the things.
Yeah. He has a specialty that we don't. Sure.
Yeah, see? It's all about specialties this episode.
Okay.
Feels like this is a find your career path episode. We are really just trying to explore all your different options. I'm going with sarcastic treasure hunter.
That's your...
That is my new title.
Okay.
I'm a expert in that.
Okay. Or you're not an amateur?
No.
Okay.
Yes.
On Facebook, my job title is professional treasure hunter.
That's true. It's weird, but it's true. That
Hey.
is
I've won treasure hunts.
hunt.
Booyah.
Hunt.
No.
You came in
Hunt.
second in the other one
Yeah.
with your wife.
Yeah, and we won. We won
Do
a
you know
prize.
what winning is?
Yeah, we won a prize, right?
Okay, not everybody gets a trophy.
Well, there was a second place prize and we won, so
Okay, fine. That being...
don't diminish your accomplishments. Okay, how are you a treasure hunter if you haven't won anything then?
No, I didn't
Yeah.
say I was. You can be a treasure hunter or a treasure finder. I just haven't been a finder.
Okay, well, I am.
See,
Anyway,
anyways, since we keep getting off topic here,
that was your fault that time.
okay, Site 3 is super exciting, but
Yeah,
everybody's on strike, so
No.
we can't dig any further.
Yeah, but what was cool in Site 3?
No,
we
definitely of you talking about it.
Well, yeah, whatever. We had Terry in the back of Billy's truck chucking out big pieces of wood,
Okay,
and he almost hits Paul with one.
when he jumped in the back of that, my notes, I thought he was jumping into a dumpster. So my note was Terry dumpster dives.
That's what your note was? That's
yes.
funny.
So Terry's dumpster diving and he finds a
That was
weird
Billy's
piece of wood.
truck. How dare you say that about Billy's truck?
I didn't see the truck part. I just saw what looked like something like a dumpster, but apparently it has wheels.
Yeah. Yeah, well, he found that weird piece of wood that what did they call it? The tongue joint.
Yep.
And they didn't seem so impressed with it.
They were impressed with it. It's like when they were holding it and twirling it in circles. Like Paul's like, it seemed like to me they had seen it for the very first time and they're like, what does this do? Do I hold it this way or that way? Or what if I shake it? It kind of made me chuckle.
What's inside?
No surprise eggs.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Anyways, yes, I was concerned for Paul's safety.
Yeah, Paul it looked like he was about to get nailed with one of those pieces
Paul
of wood, but
needs a hard hat.
yeah, he pulled his like Neo Matrix thing and like dodged it.
No, he didn't. He didn't move at all.
Hey, you know what? One other thing. Sorry, I'm going back to GG1.
Oh my
Way back to
gosh.
GG1 now. No, it was like when they were talking about putting it to bed and not drilling anymore. Paul was like, okay, well, didn't work. I'm like thinking to myself, dude, you picked that spot.
See, but you know why he's doing that? Because no one's giving Paul credit for that spot. They're all calling it Vanessa's.
Did they call it that in this episode? I didn't hear that.
Everybody keeps giving it. I see it all over the internet
Okay.
that it's Vanessa's, and I'm thinking she did not put the X marks on
Yeah,
the
that was
spot
Paul.
here. Paul did, And then the poor guy got the shaft.
Yeah, but he didn't seem torn up about it, not finding anything. He's like, well,
Yeah, because now he can go put a new X on the map. I don't know. Or someone talked him down. Maybe someone paid him off.
I think he's got his shot, and now he's got to get to the back of the line.
Whatevs.
Yeah.
Yeah, because now we're going to bring in a theorist with a highly specialized...
I think Billy should get the next spot.
Billy. You kidding me? Billy's next spot is the entire Smith's Cove.
It sure is.
So, yeah, Billy is just going to follow the trail straight to the money pit. And we'll be like,
what up, players?
And
got
he'll
it all.
be standing there at the end, and I see him with like gold chains around his neck, straight 90s rap, like hardcore, with his arms crossed, going, what?
Blinging it out?
Welcome to the money pit. Wicka, wicka, wicka.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm throwing down over here.
Cool. Well, yay for the future Billy.
I'm sending him some Jenkos.
Yeah. Well, he had most of the crane pad removed, right?
He did.
He was
trooping. On a roll.
Yeah, and he got to do a lot of pointing.
He did.
I thought that was fun. He was like out there calling the shots, telling people what's up.
He's telling the experts, I say this with air quotes, what to do.
Yep, and
he's like, there's water over here. There's water over there. There's water everywhere.
Billy's the man.
Oh, yeah. Billy's the man. And he could tell you that those boards were 1 foot underneath the crane pad. They were right there.
Yeah, 1 foot. That doesn't seem very impressive or deep.
It's not, but he found them.
He did. So they're Billy's boards.
Billy's boards.
Is that a hashtag?
Billy's boards. I don't know.
Hashtag Billy's boards?
Billy's boards. That flows really well.
It does.
It does. Yeah. Well, and they find it, and Rick and Marty, everybody's like, well, Billy, I think we should keep digging. Just slowly. And he's like, all right. And my favorite line from Craig this episode is when he sees Billy and everybody's wearing these giant coats. And they're so freezing. And Billy's out there in a sweater and shorts. And Craig says to Billy, it's a beautiful day for shorts. And he jumps out of his excavator and says, sure is. And he just walks off like the cold. This man does not know cold.
I think Billy is my spirit animal.
He totally is.
Yeah.
Because you live in shorts.
All through the winter.
Oh my gosh.
I mean,
winter, guys, it's so bad.
I don't know. He lives in a really cold area, so.
Yeah, so he's used to it. He's acclimated to his environment.
I mean, if we lived in Chicago or like, somewhere where it gets like negative temperature, I probably wouldn't wear shorts in that weather, okay?
That's not true. You totally would. You would wear your khaki dad shorts and your polo t-shirt.
Maybe.
Everywhere.
We'd have to test it and see how
We'd have
cold
to test it?
Well, we'd have to see how cold I can handle. I don't know.
Yeah. Billy's your spirit animal.
Yeah, I know.
Totally.
We're connected.
Yeah, except for he knows how to run heavy equipment.
I used to run a forklift for years.
That's a like baby equipment compared to what he's doing.
Okay. It's a piece of heavy machinery, okay?
Okay. I guess it's heavier than me.
Are you heavy machinery?
I don't.
You're just crazy.
You're crazy. Whatever.
Okay.
Anyways, so that was my favorite part from Craig. And Billy's just happy as a clam in his shorts, but literally everybody is wearing so many layers. Terry can't even put his arms down.
Yeah, he was like that little kid from Christmas Story. I can't put my arms down.
He's standing there and he can't put his arms down.
He can't. Isn't
He
that
really
great?
can't because he's got a turtleneck and like a collared shirt and a flannel and like 15 undershirts and a hat. Oh man, it was hilarious.
Yeah, we're gonna have to like clip that little piece out. That's gonna have to be like in our post for Facebook this week.
Do the side by side.
Yeah, I can't put my arms down. Yeah, it's so funny. Daddy's gonna kill Ralphie. No, he's not. Yes, he is. I love that movie.
I know you do.
You're not even into it.
I'm not, but...
What's wrong with you?
But it's funny because Terry can't put his arms down.
It is really good.
Looks like he got overdressed for the cold. Like his mom put on a jacket too heavy.
That's Terry's coat.
Oh.
Hashtag Terry's coat.
Man.
That deserves its own hashtag this week. That was one of the...
But it wasn't even a coat.
Yeah, but it was the star of the show, though. It was funny.
I think Billy's shorts were the star.
Yeah, okay.
You know, this feels like it should be a fashion show, like, challenge here.
Yeah?
Like a face-off.
Face-off.
Very Zoolander style.
Nah.
No?
Eh.
Fine.
I'm not excited about
On
it.
the catwalk. On the catwalk. No? Okay. So, what else we got? We're already diving into Smith's Cove because we know the strike happened.
Yeah. So we just had Billy doing his thing at Smith's Cove, and then we had Gary and Jack doing some metal detecting.
Gary and Jack are back.
Actually, we kind of really skimmed over the spoils that they found out of Site 3, where they found the purple wood.
Purple wood?
Yes, and the fine china piece
yeah.
thing. So
okay, mission accomplished. We covered that.
Well, no, because they did do a flashback to.
Of course they did. It's Oak Island. Well, what else would you expect? Well,
they found purple wood before, and it was they had it checked out by
We've
that
also
book
found
expert.
oak before, and timbers.
So you're just saying.
Sometimes
and
mud.
Your point is.
Yeah, actually, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Well, gee, thanks.
You're welcome. Go ahead, flashback away.
No, well, I guess I'm done with the flashback.
Okay.
That's it.
Yep, that's exciting. So,
man,
now
you guys see what I have to live with?
Oh, give me a
every
break.
Day of my life.
They're seeing what it's like to deal with you.
I'm awesome and funny and fun.
Okay.
What are you?
It's all a matter of perspective.
Yeah,
and
well, I got a good perspective in life.
Yours is the wrong view.
Yeah, whatever.
Thanks.
Yeah, okay. So Jack
Attack. Okay.
And Gary Drayton.
I'm concerned about Jack and Gary because they're getting loaded up and we already know everybody's cold and Jack's got this giant coat, right? And he's freezing and they load up the back. But this is the first time that I've ever seen them put on helmets while cruising around in a golf cart or a souped up golf cart of sorts. And I'm like,
off-roading.
Who's the bad driver? Because I'm pretty sure Jack is the one that was driving. So they must feel like they need helmets.
I guess, right?
I do appreciate them having proper safety. I mean, flashback, we should think about the time that Rick put his head under an oscillator without a helmet and the ground was falling out from under him. So I can at least appreciate the safety.
He knew what he was doing.
He knew he was going to get his head smashed?
Nah, he knew he was fine. Guess what? He's fine. It's fine.
He is now. He could have had that thing crush him.
He rolled the dice. He won. It's fine.
He rolled the dice and he won. Okay, glad it wasn't Snake Eyes.
Yep.
So they're headed out there to Lot 25, my lucky number.
Yeah, it is your lucky number.
I know.
Why is it your lucky number?
Because I was born December 25th. Oh, what? A Christmas baby? That's me. It was also my soccer number growing up.
Booyah.
So, can't let it go. So I knew number 25, that was going to be a good one.
Well, they found something pretty cool.
Yeah, and that's the lot the wall is on, apparently.
The wall?
Yeah, that boulder wall. They always refer to it as a wall.
Oh, you mean the ramp?
Yes,
Possible
it's been
ramp.
speculated it could potentially be a ramp a glory road of sorts.
Because who used to live there?
Well, we're talking about Anderson.
Yep, and?
Your mom.
I don't think my mom lived on Oak Island. Thanks.
Oh, no. Ask her.
Samuel Ball.
Yes, but he didn't live on 25.
Yes, he did.
Lived right over, next to him.
I'm pretty sure when they were doing their little flashback thing, they said that...
Flashback? On Oak Island?
They said that Captain Anderson sold his lot to Samuel Ball.
Yeah, actually, that makes sense.
Yeah. Boom. Sorry, that was loud.
Yeah, he was trying to drop the mic. I am so sorry, but no.
Boom.
Shakalaka.
Yeah.
So, Captain Anderson... We're head out to his lot.
Yeah, well, they find part of one of his treasure chests, apparently.
Maybe.
Because they do another flashback when talking to Captain Anderson's descendant, and look at all those keys. They got to go to something.
I know. And you know what? It's funny because they were on there, and I went, I feel like they should run to that guy that is his descendant with all the keys and see what fits. But then I remembered back in the day, you only had like 5 keys for all the locks.
Yeah.
You didn't have very many options.
Yeah.
So, yeah, one of them's probably going to work. But I still think it was really cool, the idea of a lock plate.
It was a neat find, that's for sure. I was excited to see it.
The stories it could tell.
Yeah, right.
Or not. It could actually belong to someone's diary. So,
That big?
yeah.
Okay.
Hello. I'm sure Captain Anderson had a very extensive diary.
Yeah. Well, the locks, the little pieces that would have held it to the chest, there was still a nail stuck out of it. And, Gary knows that stuff. And he says, this is old. This is real old.
Yeah, it's an old diary lock. I get it. Duh.
Dear diary.
Dear diary. Today,
my wife,
I have arrived on Oak Island.
No, my wife is being annoying today.
Ah, yes.
I love her, but she's nuts.
Yes, that happens to the best of us.
And sometimes I go on tangents.
Sometimes. Quite often, I have flashbacks.
How do you sign off on a diary? Like, do you write I've never written in a diary, so do you write your name at the bottom?
You write in your diary every night. Don't let him fool you guys.
Whatever.
He straight up has a diary, and that lock plate is from his diary.
Okay. Well, do you write your name at the end, like you're writing a letter, or what?
Depends on your style. If you're like me, mine all actually look like the writings of a 3rd grade serial killer.
Wow, that's the most terrifying thing I've probably ever thought of in my life. I would hope that such a thing doesn't exist. A 3rd grade serial killer. Oh my gosh!
If it does, it exists in my journals. My journals look like the writings of a mad woman because I'm always working out code.
Yeah, you literally just created a monster. Okay, you are mad. You're nuts.
I have this fear that for some reason we're gonna get raided or something, and people are gonna walk in. They're looking for something. The FBI or someone
in our house.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. For some reason, they need to come look through all the stuff like in a movie.
Okay,
and they're gonna find all my pieces of trying to crack these codes for treasure hunts, and they're gonna be convinced I am a murderer.
Yeah, well,
I am not a murderer, just to put that out there.
You're not, but your notes do look crazy.
Yeah, they look really crazy.
You just keep them in your brain. That's what I do.
No, I ain't got room for that. I got too much stuff to do.
Okay.
And no, not a lot your brain has a max amount, and you just keep pushing the next thing out anytime something new comes in because your memory is horrible.
Yeah.
You didn't even remember that Charles Barkhouse was in the last episode.
He was not.
He was too.
Okay. He was definitely in this episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
have a
now
good memory.
No, you do not. I remember that you have a bad memory. I'm surprised you remember you ever had a memory.
Okay.
Ha!
Okay. You win, I guess.
Thank you. You heard it here first.
Whatevs.
Okay, now that tangent's over, where were we?
Well, we're pretty much done with the episode. Now we're talking about next time on.
So we didn't have anything else in Smith's Cove, and Lot 25, we found a lock plate, and that was it.
That was it.
Well, cool. Next time on...
The Curse of Oak Island.
Okay. Gary. He's the man.
Well, he has 2 standout moments in the next time on. So which one do you like?
Oh, I know what one I like, but the first one I'm going to mention is the coin, because Jack and Gary are back.
Okay, but come on. A 1700s coin has got to be way better than the other one.
No, because the other one, we know that the crane operators are still on strike. So Marty and Gary are bored, right? They're sitting around the table. They're like, hey, let's go find something to do. Billy's got it down on the cove. Let's dig up a well. So Marty hops into the crane and they're like, hey, watch this. I don't know, it looks really old. And then all of a sudden you see Gary going down with his hard hat on. I don't know what it is, but it's shiny.
He sounded like that's the most excited I've heard him all year, or probably ever.
Yeah, that was amazing.
That was more excited than Bobby Dazzler or anything.
And then, on Instagram today, he shared a picture of him, and I reshared it. Was him with the hat, and what do you call it? The Devo Dazzler, because
Devo.
He
Whip it.
that was his whip it.
Oh, that's what he said?
Yeah,
that's fine.
And he called it the Devo Dazzler. I just lost it. I was laughing hysterically. So
that's great. That's really good.
That was good stuff.
He's a superstar on Instagram, isn't
he? He is the superstar of Instagram.
Yeah, he put out something a couple days ago where it had Daniel Craig as James Bond and Queen Elizabeth, and she was saying like,
they're getting too close to my crown jewels.
No. I think 007 said something like, they're getting close to your Bobby Dazzlers, and then she says, make it look like a accident, James.
I'm sure it was that you had to be there. I don't think
they're
laughing very hard at our trying to describe a meme that we can't actually remember what it looks like.
I got the gist of it. We
got the gist of it, but we're doing a horrible job explaining it. Hey guys, go check it out.
Yeah, go look at Gary Drayton's Instagram page. It's great.
That's good stuff.
And you get to see all the Bobby Dazzlers he's ever found too.
Oh yeah, fantastic. So that Gary decides to go down. Hopefully Lassie doesn't have to save him. And
where's that well from?
That's what I was going to say. I think that well is the one that was right behind the P Rock.
I don't know.
I think it is, because I remember seeing a well. And remember, they had to get water.
I don't remember.
Well, because you don't pay attention very well. We need to go back to that. Well, get it? You don't pay attention well.
Okay. Thanks for spelling that out for me.
I don't spell.
Something tells me it's not even on Oak Island.
You seriously?
Yeah, I think they're like.
So you think Marty stole an excavator and drove it across the causeway?
No, he could have just got a different one. I don't know. I think it might be okay. Do you remember back?
No.
Do you remember back when they went to New Ross? And it was a few seasons ago.
Not Old Ross?
No, it was New Ross.
Oh,
it's a town that's not far away. And there was like a rock that could have had a Templar cross on it. And it was like on some like couple's land.
You think they went there?
I don't know. That's just my gut feeling. Like it didn't feel like it was
wrong. Okay, we know it's wrong because you've been on a diet and you're all kinds of crazy right now.
Hey.
You're wrong. Okay, guys, if you actually think this is somewhere not on Oak Island and you vote with Dustin, we can't be friends anymore. Like, really? No, my story was way more fun because they're sitting around, having coffee in the war room, and Gary and Marty are feeling a little mischievous and like, hey, I always wondered what was down that well. And Gary's like, well, I got a hard hat. That sounds like fun. I bet you they throw coins in the bottom of wells then, too.
Huh.
It's a welly.
Okay. Yeah.
It sounds like a fun day.
Are they going to have to get Lassie to go after him? Or to go get help?
I just said that hopefully Lassie doesn't have to.
Oh, you did?
See, okay, either his memory's that bad or really he does not listen to me at all.
What?
This is literally proof of what I deal with.
That time I was actively not listening because I was thinking of something else.
You were consistently, actively not listening.
Well, okay, you want to know... You want to know why? Okay. No, I'm going to tell you anyway. Okay, so I was trying to remember the kid's name from that story about the kid that fell in the well, and it's like Ricky Tikki Tambone, No Sir Rambum. I can't remember the rest. You don't remember that?
Okay, so
it was a long name.
Whoa. Back it up. You weren't listening to me because Ricky Tambo.
No, it's Ricky Tikki Tambo.
What? Okay.
No Sir Rambo.
No Rambos, no Timbos, no Ricky with a Tikki. Lassie is going to have to save you because at this point, I don't even know what's going on.
Oh, man.
This is the most sideways episode we have ever had.
I told you it was going to be a good one.
Yeah, that doesn't make it a good one.
I think it does.
It makes you crazy.
I think you're the crazy one.
Ricky Tambo. I could just drop the mic now. He just called me crazy, and he's the one saying he's actively not listening about Lassie. because of Ricky Ticky
Whoops.
Mickey Wiki Tambo over there. I don't even understand.
I got a cramp in my stomach. Ow.
That's
Oh,
what
man.
you get.
Yeah. Woo.
I can't even. I don't know. I think we
Okay.
should move on.
Yeah.
Because the Knights bayonet are a bayonet. Because a bayonet's a knife,
Yeah.
right?
It's baronet.
Oh, thank you. We should see what those are.
They're apparently connected to the Knights Templar. I did zero research on them.
No, because we had to turn on the captions to see what the guy was saying.
Yeah. Well, they might be responsible for the treasure, according to said guy.
Okay, well, said guy with, hey, actually, he was wearing this red plaid flannel. I have
Yeah.
the same one. And I was thinking, hey, we're like twins.
Cool.
That's it.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yep. Timmy might say me in a well. Not Timmy, Lassie. Because Timmy's in the well.
Yeah.
Or
That's right.
Gary.
It's not Ricky Ticky Tambo,
Gary, Bo Berry, Fee
So,
Five, Bo Fairy.
So we had
Gary.
the last piece was Marty was looking at that new like wall or whatever it was that Billy was
Yes.
uncovering, and he thought it might be a shaft. At least that's what he said on the preview.
It did. He seemed very Rick-like.
Yeah.
Very ecstatic about stuff. I feel like maybe he has spent so much time on the island that it's just like oozing into him at this point.
Could be.
I don't like that.
Why?
He needs to stop that and keep being a Rick.
No.
Not Rick. Keep being a Marty. Because that's his job.
Okay.
Someone's got to keep him level.
You know what? Let him have a little fun too, okay?
I guess.
Stop being mean.
Oh, shush your mouth. You're mean.
You're gonna have to go to Mari's Vineyard someday and get some wine though.
Oh, I love wine.
We'll make it out there someday. That'll be fun.
We should put that on the list of someday vacation.
Somebody needs to like plant a treasure out there so we have a real good reason to go.
Wine is good enough reason, even though you think
You get wine down the street, like across the street.
I'm not going. I don't want to go to Safeway for wine. That ruins the experience. I know you think there should be a roller coaster every vacation we take.
Well, duh.
No. Ever heard of relaxing?
I don't like to relax. Homie, don't play that game, okay?
Okay, homie.
I don't like. I want to go and have a good time if I'm going somewhere.
I'm sorry
I'll
if
leave
I
you-
am
you-
such a bad time if you go somewhere and there's not a roller coaster.
No, you could just chill at the pool.
Yeah.
Take one of the kids. I'll take the other kid, and we'll go ride roller coasters. It's fine.
Lazy River. I'm there.
Okay.
Okay, so now that we've planned whatever our next exotic vacation is,
Yeah.
not that we go exotic places.
Meh.
Okay, so I'm done with the Knight's bayonet.
Yeah, that's all the next stuff. So we have to, I guess it's part of the show where we kind of start wrapping everything up.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and talk about Clotworthy moments.
All right. This is my favorite Clotworthy choices of the whole year.
Because Clotworthy was winded.
Yes, it was great. It was wonderful. And it was a really close vote.
Ooh.
Really close.
And we had a lot of votes this time.
Yep, it was our
We're
most...
gaining
I think,
traction.
the most votes we've had so far. So thanks for everybody that voted. And if you haven't voted for the Clotworthy moment before, I think you should give it a shot. It's a lot of fun. It's a little way to interact with the community, with us, with the podcast community. So you can do that on Twitter at Oak Island Pod. Go there and we'll have a Clotworthy moment for the next, or for this episode put up very soon. And then you can also go to Facebook. What is that? Facebook.com/Oak Island Pod.
Oh my gosh.
Is that what? Oh, we went through this. Sorry. You could just go to search Oak Island Podcast, right?
Yes, our handle on Facebook is Oak Island Podcast.
Okay.
No HTTP
I didn't say that.
/
I did not say that. We're
I
good.
know.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Okay, so anyway, the winner from last week with 55% of the vote, so it was pretty close.
What?
The winner was...
Lead pieces found on the property of Daniel McGinnis, with features similar to the lead cross discovered 1 year ago at Smith's Cove.
Yeah, Gary's stick won.
Woo! Yeah, that was really great. That was one of my favorite ones all year, so I'm happy it won.
Jack's got Jack. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, that's funny.
Okay. Oh,
So
good
that's it.
job,
So,
guys.
yeah.
Way to make a good choice there. Well, they were both good choices. What am I saying?
Yeah, they were fun. So
Okay, we have 2 new ones this week.
I hope they're as good. I hope they're really long ones.
Oh, they're true Bobby Dazzlers.
Okay.
Okay, hang on. The first one is
Wood, buried as much as 1 foot deep beneath the crane pad.
Billy's Boards.
Yeah, that's right. That's what it would be, wouldn't it?
Billy's Boards at 1 foot down.
1 foot just does not seem very impressive.
I
It
don't
really
know-
doesn't.
I don't know
but-
why, because usually we don't care about anything below 100. So, boards at 1 foot.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
hey,
that's good.
Don't take away from Billy's accomplishments. Okay?
Oh, I'm not taking away from his accomplishments, just the depth in which they are found.
Hey, he doesn't have to dig far to find cool
Hey,
stuff.
there
okay?
is lots of measuring on this episode. Okay,
Yeah.
so calm down. Here's our second one.
Okay.
A 5 foot wooden beam found at a depth of 113 feet.
Can you imagine getting that down at that depth? Just the labor.
Just the labor.
Wow. That's not even fair. That's not just a clot-worthy moment.
That's a twofer.
That's a twofer. Wow.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, and it's way deeper in Billy's boards. Jeez.
And the labor.
And the labor. That was a great one. That's really funny.
This week, the clot-worthy moments are all about measurements.
Yeah, wow.
And the labor.
Wow. Man, that one's so funny. I don't know. I feel bad for Billy's boards.
Can you imagine?
Well, thanks for that. I thought I was all laughed out, but you gave me some more.
Oh, definitely not. Okay.
Well, yeah, go to Facebook and Twitter. Vote for the clot-worthy moment.
Yes, Facebook at Oak Island Podcast. On Twitter, you can find us at Oak Island Pod.
Yeah,
That's how you vote.
that's how you vote.
If you don't vote, you don't get a complaint.
Okay. Well, I don't think anybody's complaining about the clot-worthy moment. It's just
I don't know,
it's just a
just
fun
you.
thing. Yeah, I guess me. I guess you got a
Yeah,
point there.
see, even you forgot that you complain. So there's that.
Touche.
Touche. Bayonet.
So I'm gonna read a few iTunes reviews.
iTunes. We're back to the iTunes from the YouTube.
Yeah. So a quick comment on YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube's out of control.
Yeah, like we literally just started posting everything on YouTube a couple of weeks ago, and
Got like 5 listens.
yeah, they would have like 5 listens because nobody knew that they were there and nobody was finding them, I guess, with searching. But man, our last episode,
Out
like
of
literally,
control.
okay, so 3 episodes ago, I don't know, I think it was like 50 views or something now.
Mm-hmm.
Last week's or the week prior to last week's episode was I think it's like 350. And so that was like a big step up.
Yeah, we're like, whoa, why do
Yeah.
people click on us on YouTube?
Yeah, whoa.
That seems like a weird place to listen to a podcast. Apparently not.
Yeah, I guess it's a place, but there's over 1,100 listens on YouTube.
Just on YouTube.
Of our most recent episode of our podcast. So
That's bananas.
everybody that's listening on YouTube that's found us and is new, hey, what's up, everybody?
Sup?
Thanks.
Sup? Welcome.
Yeah. Like and subscribe, right?
Yeah, hanging out in the YouTube world. Hey, they can like and subscribe other places besides YouTube.
Yeah, well, like and subscribe everywhere.
All
right?
the places.
Yeah.
Yeah. To come and hang out on our adventures and our crazy antics and our side conversations. I am so sorry that we are always off track, but sorry, not sorry.
Yeah. Hey, we talk about a lot of Oak Island stuff.
Yes,
the-
90%.
Yeah. So, one person, when we had another review earlier in the year, one of the most of the reviews we get are awesome, and you guys rock. There's been a couple that haven't been like stellar, and one of them said something like,
That we're failing at water cooler talk?
No.
Are you talking about that one?
it's something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then another person said it's like listening to their friends talk about the show, and that's what we're hoping for.
Yeah, because
No.
we want to be your friends.
Yeah, well, and it's just basically if I'm with my friends and I want
I
to talk
thought you
about a
didn't
TV
have
show,
friends. Didn't we discuss that last week?
my online friends.
Okay.
If I'm chatting with my online friends,
So if you're typing with your friends,
yeah, about TV shows, this is kind of the way we would talk to each other, I think.
yeah, but you don't talk to online friends. You type with online friends. And you don't use emojis, so it's not like
I don't like
you
'em.
have actual emotion.
I'll do the smiley face. That's about it.
Yeah, but you don't even use an emoji smiley face.
No, I do the colon.
I
and
have
the-
brought you into the world of gifts, though.
I do colon, hyphen, parenthesis. Boom. Old school.
Old you. But the world of gifts is a beautiful thing, right?
Yeah, it's been fun.
There's a perfect one for every occasion. I truly feel like you could have a full conversation with those.
Okay.
They could change the world.
Yeah, well, I hope they change yours. I don't know what to say.
They rock
Meh.
the world. I'm just going to respond in gifts all week. So any message you send me going forward, you're just going to get a gif. in
No, don't do
response.
that. I need real words, okay?
I have no words.
I just told you earlier today, one of my pet peeves is grammar and if you don't use proper punctuation and stuff and you're typing, like this.
Blah, blah, blah. I'm a stick in the mud. My name's Dustin.
Yeah, and well, you want to just type with dumb emojis? Come
I'm not
on.
even typing. I'm just clicking on a picture and sending it to you because it's funny.
Okay, well, let's talk about our reviews. I need to be put back in a happy place.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, we got a good handful of new reviews this week, and
Okay.
we're gonna read.
Don't get out of hand.
First iTunes review this week is from Kev Runner, and it's titled "Really Enjoy the Recaps." 5 stars. It says, "Great podcast. Really enjoy the weekly recaps. Nicely done."
Aw, thanks.
Yeah, thanks. I'm gonna assume Kev
Yes.
Runner.
Kev,
Yeah, thanks,
and he
Kevin.
probably runs.
Yeah,
I'm not very good at running.
I bet he's faster than me.
I bet he's way faster than me. I'd
I don't
have
know.
to run.
I could like I'm 35 or no, I'm 36. Dang, I
See, I told you his memory was bad.
I can run the bases for like a baseball really fast still, but I'm dead at home plate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
used to be fast. No, I wasn't even fast when I played soccer.
Yeah. Slow poke. All right.
Me.
So
Okay, next.
the next one is from A Witch for Harry. And it says, "I found my tribe." 5 stars. "It is so fun to find people as obsessed with the show as me. This is a great podcast for show recaps and for other places to source information about Oak Island. I look forward to it each and every week."
Aw.
Isn't that awesome?
I welcome to the tribe.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
I guess we're welcome to your tribe.
You
Are
know-
you inviting us to your tribe? Oh, that's cool. I have
you're
friends.
in. You're in, okay? So that was from A Witch for Harry. You think that's a Harry Potter fan?
I'm guessing yes.
Yeah, I'm
So
guessing.
they're
yes, too.
probably more your tribe.
Well, I'm thinking maybe we got just sorted into their house.
Ooh, snap.
Yeah. So maybe they just refer to their house as a tribe.
We live at the White House.
We do. It's because our last name's White.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a thing.
that is a thing. Hey, so I'm gonna tease something.
Uh-oh.
This A Witch for Harry has inspired me to tease one of our off-season podcasts that
I
we're gonna
wondered
do.
if you were going to go there.
Yeah. So well, you know what? I'm not gonna tease it. That was my tease. Now you could tease the rest if you want.
I don't want to tease. I'm not a tease.
You're not gonna say anything about it after I said that?
Yeah. Guess you have to edit it out then.
Nope.
Or you're gonna tease them.
Nope. I'm gonna tease them then.
You're not a very nice person.
No.
Just remember, I'm the nice one on this team.
Okay, stop.
Blah, blah, blah,
I'm
stop.
saying I'm going to tease them with the tease, not by not saying it, okay?
Okay.
Capiche?
Kaposh.
Okay.
Ricky Tambo.
Get over it. Okay. So, we're going to do a special off-season podcast that is inspired by another podcast about Harry Potter. That's the Real Weird Sisters. And they do a special of sorting different characters from different fandoms into Hogwarts houses. So we thought it'd be fun to sort the Oak Island mainstays into different Hogwarts houses. So
Yes.
that's something we're going to get doing in, I don't know, maybe a month or so. Once the show wraps up and in between whatever else we might come up with. So that's something just to look forward to. I think it'll be a fun podcast.
Gryffindor.
What's the other ones?
I don't know. I'm a Slytherin, man. I'm a
Wow.
sneak. Well, I'm the one that thinks the FBI's coming to the house and gonna think I'm a killer because I have codes that I'm trying to break and I have scratch paper.
Trying to get into
with
the Chamber of
weird
Secrets?
math on them. Yeah. Nah.
Well, that's what the heir of Slytherin did. Got into
then yes, that's me.
the Chamber of Secrets. Yeah.
True that. Yo.
Yeah. So we'll get more into it on the podcast, but I love Harry Potter.
Yeah, he has a real problem.
Yep. So I think that's about it for the show. You want to tell them how else they can reach us?
I would love to do that. So, as we've said before, you can find us on the Facebook at Oak Island Podcast. You can find us on the Instagram at Oak Island Podcast. You can find us on the Twitter, where you do the tweets at Oak Island Pod.
And you can email us at oakislandpodcast@gmail.com.
Correctamundo.
And if you are going to go looking for us on YouTube, pretty simple. Just go into the search bar, type in Oak Island Podcast. You'll see our little, what is it called, YouTube page? Feed?
You'll see our graphic. It'll show up. Click on it. You'll end up on our channel.
There you go. Channel.
Yeah, I know.
Why are they all called something different?
They're all called something different.
I'm
so lame.
I have an old person, like...
You have an old person hiding in the closet?
Mentality. I have, that's how I think about things. I don't need, channel...
It's not just how you think. It's just your whole...
It's who I am, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, leave me alone.
You're an old person.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Your spirit animal is aging rapidly.
Billy's aging rapidly?
No, Billy's my spirit animal.
No, he's my spirit animal. We're going to fight over Billy.
We're going to fight. No, Billy's my spirit animal.
Hashtag Billy is my spirit animal.
Woo, woo.
Let's see who else would claim Billy as their spirit animal.
Oh, I bet there's a lot of spirit
That'd
animal
be fun.
Billies.
Put it on Twitter and tag us in
Should
at
we
Oak Island
vote?
Pod. Nah, just, I think it'd be fun, though.
Tell us if Billy's your spirit animal, and if not,
Who
we
is?
want to know who is.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Who's your spirit animal?
Who's your Oak Island spirit animal?
Yes.
You have to tie yourself to one of the...
No, they're just going to pick a random animal. Hey, at Oak Island Pod, a rabbit is my spirit animal. I like to hop around.
Okay.
Like really?
Okay, well, why
Down
don't...
the rabbit hole.
So there needs to be a special, hashtag for this then, so that they don't have to type in, hashtag spirit animal Billy. Just type in hashtag Oak Island spirit animal, and then...
If they're going to... Or they just at us.
Okay.
At Oak Island Pod.
I think that's harder to keep track of.
Seriously?
Yeah, you're not the one that manages the Twitter. Okay? I do, and it's easier for me if they just put hashtag Oak Island spirit animal and then put whatever they want to do.
Okay.
So let's try it that way. Okay.
So to help the old man out,
thank you.
We're gonna go hashtag Oak Island spirit animal, and you're gonna tell us what it is. Bonus points if it's in a GIF.
Ooh.
GIF is
that
how
a
you
challenge?
say it, right?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how
if
I would
not,
say it.
I say it wrong. Well,
Could be a GIF.
How many years did you call memes memes?
Long time. I've been calling them memes for about 1.5 years.
So I'm sure we're going to be corrected here very soon.
Literally, I would say.
What a great meme.
Yeah, look at that. That's a funny meme. Oh my gosh. That's terrible.
Oh, man. Whew, that's a good one. I think that's a great place to leave our guests.
Okay.
Oh, so until next time.
Could it be?
What? What is it? What is it? Oh. What is it?
I can't put my arms down.
Well, put your arms down when you get to school.
I don't know yet, but it looks shiny.